How's it going, guys? This is Nathaniel Clay from Just Press Play, and today I have an awesome review for you guys today of a new episode of Family Guy that came out last night, and I'm just gonna give my thoughts on it. I have a little bit of a cold, so if I sound a little bit stuffy, it's not my fault. It's Mother Nature. But let's get into this right away. So this episode basically takes place during Valentine's Day, and to me, I think that's a very cool concept for a Family Guy episode, even though it ain't February yet, which I found kind of funny on its own. But so far, this episode is split up into two plots. I'm just gonna go into them already. You have basically Lois, Peter, and Chris, and then you have Brian, Stewie, and a new dog he runs into, Ellie. So first, I'm gonna go into the one that's better than the other, and that's basically gonna be the Brian and Stewie plot. They always knock it out of the park with Brian and Stewie and Ellie in this chance in this episode. And this episode very much captures a little bit of that Family Guy magic we haven't gotten for a very long time. And so I do want to talk about that. I want to talk about the positives first. So basically, it involves Brian being very depressed on Valentine's Day, eating a bunch of chocolates and having his stomach pumped, of course. Then you get a really funny bit with Peter and a guy at a piano who's talking about all this stuff like Legos and shit that he ate. And I think that's funny because it feels like funny, stupid Peter, not just stupid Peter. It actually was well done. That was a very funny plot point. Then he runs into Ellie, and Ellie and them have, a lot of similarities. They enjoy each other's company, and they start to get in a bit of a relationship. However, what happens with Ellie is that she's a very kind of famous show dog. She's very much important at doing, mating rituals with certain dogs because that's what she's bred to do. And basically, the only way for Brian to even, keep this relationship together is to technically join the dog show so she can end up mating with him. And I'm not going to spoil anything with that plot point, but I'm going to say right away, it's pretty, it's entertaining on its own. Brian is basically being coached by Stewie in this dog show, and I found that very funny and it was entertaining. And just watch it; you'll enjoy the living hell out of it. Now on to kind of the weaker points of the episode, because once again, I think that is really smart how they introduced Ellie into meeting Brian, because we never really saw another girl dog, but besides Carter's dog in a very early season of the show, that has a personality that can talk and stuff like that. And of course, Brian kicked ass during that dog show. But I'm gonna go on to the con of the episode, which is of course Peter, Lois, and Chris. I don't know what the producers were thinking with Chris, but it seems that since we left the 2000s, around season 8, season 9, Chris has become a dumbass. And don't get me wrong, he's always been a dumbass. Seth Green does a damn good job of, making jokes with Chris. They've done it in the past. In the earlier seasons, in the mid 2000s, late 2000s, Chris was pretty funny. He had a character personality. You could actually laugh at some of the stuff he did, even though it was really stupid as hell. And you could giggle at the dumb shit, basically. And it was entertaining, just like Peter. I wish they both of these characters are very weak on their own now. And Peter used to be kind of the reason why a lot of people watch the show. But Chris, once again, is being psychopathic. Chris being crazy as hell, doing dumb stuff, and they have like blood shots and bloods coming out and stuff, and all that shock humor that doesn't really work anymore. And Bruce didn't really understand that. I watched it and I was like, come on. All it does is make Chris a psychopath. It makes Peter, he's trying. This guy named Arthur Valentine, basically Lois and them and Peter can't really convince Chris that he's fake or something like that, because when Chris and they have like a little, not a cutaway. They don't have many cutaways in this episode. They have a scene where basically Chris is a little kid, and it's an adorable little Chris, and he came back from I believe kindergarten or preschool, and no one gave him a Valentine, so they made up this imaginary character. Now Chris snaps when he sees that he's killed, quote unquote, and it just goes downhill from there. It's disturbing, yeah, uncomfortable. I hate when Family Guy does uncomfortable shit, cause it's never really that funny. It used to be funny back when it had a good joke behind it, but this didn't even have a good joke behind it, guys. I couldn't really recommend it. That is all, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed the Cinephoria review of course, another Family Guy episode. I might start doing this with The Simpsons as well in the future, but I have to see how good The Simpsons episode is. I have to say, this episode is pretty decent. I recommend watching it for Brian and Ellie. I don't recommend watching it for whatever the hell Lewis and Peter was doing. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.